What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about two different things. In fact, they are pretty similar, but first of all I want to try if we can cumulate two leaders auras. So I have that one on my Nergal, and I want to try the one that I have on my Agile Eye, because normally you have some heroes in common in the two categories of heroes, and if we can cumulate that, they are gonna have a ton of extra stats. And secondly, I'm gonna check all the different leaders aura and try to summarize everything in detail during the video and give you some tips about what leader's aura is the best and which one you should try to take in priority. So let's dive into it. So first of all, before upgrading the hero, so let's pick Nergal. For now, I don't have the rank 7 unlocked, so I don't have that leader's aura. So let's check that in battle. First of all, let's deploy these heroes. So I have 3 from the Alacrity behind, and I have Inanna. She is not part of the Alacrity, so she won't have the buff, okay? But for now, I just want to check their stats before having the buff. If I check my heroes, I'm gonna take Rawia, for example. If I check her stats, these are the stats she has. So let's take a screenshot of that. And now let's go back and upgrade the rank of my Nergal. Level 35. I want to unlock that, and I said that I wanted to take the Alacrity skill. I can put the leader's aura instead of one of these skills. These two, I'm using them most of the time, so let's just replace that one by that one. And now let's check the difference. So these are the stats of my Rawia now on the right, and as you can see, she has way more stats than before unlocking the leader's skill. And she has 2 different buffs: the leader's aura giving some attack and defense 10% and 20%, and you have the Alacrity giving 15% crit rate. So in fact, you have 2 separate buffs given by Nergal only. But now the question is, what happens if I use another leader's aura in the same team? And that's why I want to use the Agile Eye in the same team. And for that, I need to upgrade the level of my Agile Eye to level 35, upgrade her rank to 7. For now, I'm just not gonna equip the leader's aura. I want to check her stats before having it, okay? So let's head into the battle again. So these are her stats. Pretty nice. You already have the Alacrity bonus, so I'm just gonna take a picture of that, and now I'm gonna equip the leader's aura. I have to choose between one of these 3 skills, and I think that I'm gonna remove the trap to use that one instead. But maybe the trap is a good one to use. Maybe I'm gonna remove that one later. I'm gonna think about that later, okay? So let's go back in the battle and let's check the leader's auras. And apparently, it is not stacking. You have only the leader's aura, which one is increasing the attack by 10% and defense by 20%, and she receives the Alacrity crit increase from Nergal, but she is not getting more stats increase thanks to her own leader's aura. So now, what if I remove the Alacrity bonus, come back in the story? If I check her stats, she has exactly the same given by her own leader's aura, 10% more attack and 20% more defense, so there is no difference at all. So no, apparently you can't stack the leader's auras. And now I feel a bit sad about that, because I thought that I could use the team I talked about in my previous video, but in fact it's not gonna work because the heroes from the Vladder are not gonna get the bonuses doubled thanks to both Nergal and the Agile Eye. But now the question is, what is the best leader skill we can have in the game? And to answer that question, I made that chart after checking all the different heroes with a leader skill in the game. First of all, most of the leader skills are giving to your heroes 10% attack and 20% defense. These bonuses can't be stacked. Then you have to check the categories. Some have more heroes inside and some have better heroes inside. And some will have the heroes you have on your box and that you can use. And finally, you will find some auras a bit stronger than others. Nono Will, for example, is gonna give an extra 10% skill damage to units in aggression. Call will enhance Alacrity's units, giving them an extra 15% crits and crit damage. So that's a better version of Nergal. Which one is not giving the extra crit damage? Magnus is reducing by an extra 10% the damage received on healthy heroes from the Fortitude, and they will be immune to the injured debuff. So that one is probably one of the best. And finally, you have Gloria. 12% more damage on active attack, minus 24% counter damage received. But it works only on Union characters. And now if you have a look at the Union and the Fortitude covered by both Magnus and Gloria, you have 5 heroes in common, and some are really great. And the first great hero on the list is Lightning. First of all, she has a great trait, 5% more attack and physical defense, and at the end of her turn, if she is healthy and in the threat range, she gains Disdain, decreasing the damage taken by 20% for 1 turn after 3 turns of cooldown. On rank 1, she has that support instant skill, it costs no energy at all, and she can increase the target's attack by 20% for 2 turns, and then if the target is from the Union, he will receive a physical shield equal to 20% of max HP. So that's an amazing skill, right? On the 3rd rank, she has that aura. This is not a leader's aura, which means that you can use both in battle. Increases crit by 20% for other heroes within 2 tiles around her. This is an amazing skill, right? And then you have the choice between these two. That one, when you are attacked from front, the damage are gonna be decreased by 30%, but most of the time, enemies try to backstab you, right? Or you have that one, a reaction, decreasing the damage taken by 8%, and after being attacked, you will have damage reduction 2 on her, decreasing the damage taken by an extra 20% for 2 turns. Another great one. And then you have that passive, increasing her speed by 50 points, which means that she's gonna have the opportunity to play before the enemies, and increases her crit by 50% if she moves more than 3 tiles before attacking. That one is amazing. And then I will take that one, basic attack, 100% physical damage, and you inflict physical defense and magical defense minus 20% for 2 turns. On single target. That's an amazing one too. And even without talking about the ranks, you have that skill right at the beginning. Physical damage in front, 3-4 area, inflict attack down 10%, and move down 1 tile on all enemies in front for 2 turns. That unit is an amazing epic one. And if you pair her with the Gloria, Gloria will increase the movement of all your heroes within 3 tiles around her for 2 turns, 1 extra tile. And then 12% more attack and defense for all your heroes around her, 3 tiles around, with only her trait. And she will also has that aura on the rank 1, decreasing the attack of all enemies within the character's 2 tile radius by 10%. I think that I don't need to talk more in depth about these 2 units. If you are using them both in the same team, they are gonna shine. And now, if in the same team you are using Magnus, with his trait, he's gonna reduce the attack and defense of all enemies within 4 tiles around himself by 15%, and when attacking, he is granted a bonus physical attack to 40% of his physical defense. So he's gonna be tanky and deal a lot of damage, and he has other stuff that are pretty nice. And if you take that leader's aura too, because as we saw at the beginning of the video, you just can't cumulate that bonus, the attack 10% and the defense 20%, so you are still gonna have the decreased damage by 10% when you are healthy, immune to injured, and you are gonna have the other bonus as well. So if you're using these units in the same team, probably your team is gonna be really strong. And then, just in case, I don't have her for now, but you have the epic healer Flare, and so if you have her in the same team, maybe she's gonna help a lot, but I would rather recommend to pick another healer from another category. I am gonna use Inanna in my case because I rerolled for her at the beginning, or you can use Angel as well. Then it depends on what you have. Okay guys, that was all for that video. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Have a nice day. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comment below. Have a nice day and see you on the next one. Bye bye.